If you've ever seen the movie The Karate Kid, you'll remember Karate Master Mr. Miyagi teaching high schooler Daniel LaRusso how to perform martial arts. Mr. Miyagi began by asking Daniel to do repetitive, boring jobs around his house, like painting his fences, sanding his floors, and memorably waxing his car, practicing specific suites of motor skills. The idea, implausible now as it was then, was that when Daniel was doing these chores, he was actually learning a foundation of martial arts moves that helped groom him into a tournament competitor fighter. Believe it or not, Mr. Miyagi was relying on a process we call far transfer, where the practice of one skill inadvertently leads to proficiency in another. Though doing chores in order to learn karate is a little far-fetched, the idea of far transfer is not implausible, which brings us to book clubs. The idea of book clubs helping a cognitive skill is an illustration of this transferring principle. By reading good books, you improve your ability to read social cues in others. This ability is called theory of mind. Want proof? In a fascinating quintet of experiments, researchers in New York tested a group of people for theory of mind, then had them read literary fiction. The subjects were asked to penetrate the narrative, discussing characters and predicting how they might act under certain circumstances. This exercise forced them to engage with the text in non-superficial ways, such as one might experience in an invigorating book club. Their theory of mind scores shot up about 13%. This is a great example of far transfer. The research succeeded because practice in one domain yielded benefit in another. Researchers believe this transference worked because literary fiction simulates the real world of human relationships, giving people practice focusing on other people. Some researchers call fiction a flight simulator for the heart. It then becomes more reflexive to focus on people in the real world. Interestingly, these experiments worked only if the books were well written. They had to have won some literary prize. Popular fiction didn't provide a boost, and nonfiction didn't either. The implications? It borders on the ridiculous to say that teams might function better if they formed literary book clubs than immersed themselves into the characters, but that's exactly what the data suggest. They should form book clubs, or form movie clubs, or volunteer at food banks, then write about the people they observed, then read those missives to their colleagues. Since social sensitivity improves team productivity, the syllogism almost writes itself. If you want to improve productivity, have people regularly experience worlds other than their own.